Hello there and welcome to this week's episode of Iron Port, which is coming to you live at the second-day fishing harbour, the Albert BOSUMTWI-SAM fishing harbour, all the way from second-day TAKORADI, folks. This program is proudly brought to you by Ghana Community Network Services, GCNet, also Ghana Oil Company Limited, GOIL, and West Blue Consulting. The proud media partner for this program is the Business and Financial Times. And as you can see behind me, the fisher folk are indeed excited. There's a new mending wharf where they are mending their nets. This wasn't the case before, and thanks to the refurbishment work that's been done to the Albert BOSUMTWI-SAM fishing harbour in Second D. This week, the President of the Republic was at the fishing harbour to commission the refurbished facility. It includes a bigger and expanded ice plant, and also a number of facilities. Buildings have been put up. The mending wharf is another. All of that was commissioned this week. Take a listen.
The President, Nana Addo Dankwa AKUFO-ADDO, has commissioned the $20 million expansions work on the Albert BOSUMTWI-SAM fishing harbour at Second D in the Western region. The project is aimed at strengthening the capacity and functions of the Second D fishing harbour through improvement and expansion of harbour facilities to promote efficient coastal fishery operations. The initial first phase of the Albert BOSUMTWI-SAM fishing harbour was constructed in 1998 through a Japanese grant corporation at a total cost of $13.5 million. But the facility outlived its capacity due to increased productivity, which required urgent intervention to upgrade it. The Japanese government therefore offered to support the second phase expansion of the facility to include additional lay-by wharf, access driveway with canoe berthing facilities, expanded ice plants, additional administrative office, pavement of the area behind fish handling shed, utility facilities, fuel oil tank sites, and a soft or technical assistance component.
The completion of this harbour is critical because the fishing industry is an important mainstay not only of many of the residents of Second D, but also of some 2 million Ghanaians across the country.
Addressing the commissioning of the refurbished facility, President AKUFO-ADDO condemned activities of pirates and criminals who have created a sense of insecurity on the country's waters. He however charged some fishing companies who have halted their activities in the country due to the menace posed by pirates to resume since the state security apparatus has been marshalled to curb the threat of piracy.
Ghana's waters are recognized internationally as being very safe. We will not allow pirates or criminals to rob us of this hard-won reputation and create a sense of insecurity on our waters. To the 14 tuna fishing companies that are reported to have recently halted operations due to the menace posed by the pirates, I urge them to resume.
Speakers including the Western Regional Minister, Dr. Kweku-Efriye, Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Paul Asariansa, and the Minister for Transport, Kweku-Efriye-Siama, expressed optimism that the refurbished facility would improve fishing activities in the Western region and subsequently promote the nation's economy.
The expanded harbour gives us the space and the needed facilities to receive as many as 126 inshore vessels.
This fishing harbour provides direct and indirect jobs to over 100,000 Ghanaians, especially those living in Shamal, Sakandi, and adjoining fishing communities.
The Japanese ambassador to Ghana, Totomo Himeno, pledged the support of his government to help Ghana go beyond aid through skills empowerment.
Quality, the Japanese people government takes very seriously, so whenever we do it, we do a high quality job. And I think this is yet another example of good quality work. Well done.
Minister for Fisheries, Elizabeth Afolokwe, said government will be constructing some landing beaches across the country, all geared towards improving the fishing industry in the country.
Apart from this fishing harbour, the expansion of the BOSUMTWI-SAM fishing harbour, the Jamestown fishing harbour will be constructed this year. Other landing sites will also be constructed.
The President of the Republic charged GPHA to enhance and maintain the facility.
Welcoming news for the people of Second D, particularly the fisher folk that you see here. And as you can see, after talking to most of them, they're excited. However, they are not hiding the fact that a lot more needs to be done. They say, indeed, you have expanded the fishing harbour for them, but it's not expanded fully enough as what they wish.
Ejumana abena agasa ono ne janka fo ya me no ya ze ejumana obo en papa ntine ze na ene ye wanze ye bo hwe me ejumana etumpun anya ze bo hwe me nya me bi asase no ode kapo so me days bi no so odoso because odu bebi no wutu no na bo hwe ha na ha e border ebi so nya bi on father nto ebi so nya bi on father nto
fishing harbour na why and then e me si why na afa na obobo en pa
first na no sha ade no sha nti na ma se edwuma no so wan ya doso edwuma no adoso nti na ya nwochi nti wo ye new afo na kan no amezise no oboen
edwuma wa abono wa yen akufaro wa ya ati na ma kan kakra se me brother ken ese abono okoso pa ese nyama first nyama pino se o ma boto na sin o bakaw se boto bobo se sin adoko bi wa oho ya adwe se na aye o ha na wi ade no ehum na ade bi wo na ma ni ye no fe no aye na se ehum no to autum hu de oho ya kakra pa
na wo ye no mo wa aboen mboye wa aboen de ye de net ye di guade yese ba na ona me ehum ni ntina na yenya ya pere wo ye wa afon ye tere wo ye wa afon so o ye yende ba echi wo ye du bebe ayi de no ehum ba hosen first mpo boti se ehum ba ni na atum ebi fa na onka ke kupo ni atum sei boti se guguade nya ehum twa ye bre ebi ni boti AKUFO-ADDO ebi ni boti ase o se de ade no wo ye no u cross canal no men kakra be when crossing no ni why be ya ehum twa yenda no ko se boti bad ano home be mo why da na no oboen fine
I spent na lepo still on so no I say no ucho no de ucho 1005 first one is 600 second one by 600 na ku na 380 and take be more be 1580 1580 each boat be aron power no po aje 300 pa aje boat 5 and 6 and this ejuma tema season tema ondru bibia
port why no ye by to tama fisher port na de hwe ya na hi onya kura tama fisher port ehumuta we save wo japade bia de ha we save pa ba hede ehumu infama bua wo japade I stayed pa the bia bu bia obasai
port na de aboya angasa by ejuma kakra won anka woye man a nko boboen onan de oya onwura na de Roberts na de waamu ofi ande no baboka nti se yenya gota bi wo bridge na omayen wasa nka Roberts na urban nka afa gota na ase na nka akọ sisi awo na wayen Roberts na onye onwura na urban oba ojina port no mu nti se ye boat na ye dokopumide ya bo nda ye papala na onye ye boat na asen ofon wura na ade so I say a machine.
Let's move away from the fishing harbour because indeed good news has come to the people of 2nd D, particularly the fisher folk. And again, like Oliver Twist, they're asking for a lot more. Again, another good news in TAKORADI. Folks, if you remember some time back when the Director General of the Port Authority was initially appointed, he visited the TAKORADI port, and one of the things he said was that the new TAKORADI road needs to be fixed, and it needed to be fixed immediately because it wasn't in a good shape. It was very muddy when it rained, and it was very dusty anytime it was in the dry season. The man wasn't amused at all. Take a listen to what he said then.
One thing I find a bit disturbing is the state of access roads to and from the port. Looking at where the direction of development of the port is, this road is going to be the main access road to and from the port, and we are going to develop it into a first-class road. And I'm not talking about in the future, I'm talking about now.
So after that visit, Iron Port, we have kept our eyes very close on that project, trying to see whether indeed the promise and the proclamation by the Director General, whether indeed that road was going to be fixed, we're following very keenly. And indeed, we can confirm to you that a bigger portion of that road, about 90% of that road, has been well paved.
During the early part of the year 2017, the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Paul Asariansa, assured that the new TAKORADI road will receive his attention as soon as possible. According to him, looking at where the direction of the development of the port is heading, the road will be the main access link to and from the port. Therefore, GPHA was going to develop it into a first-class road. In efforts to walk the talk, the construction of the road was made part of the agreement with the Bicester-Crawley concession contract, in addition to building the about $370 million TAKORADI multi-purpose terminal. Today, work is near completion on the new TAKORADI road, as about 90% paving works have been done from the Power Ground roundabout to the new TAKORADI roundabout, and from the new TAKORADI roundabout to the TAKORADI port.
What is left is the road marking and the safety or the road signs, which is being prepared.
The only portion left is about 2-kilometer stretch from the new TAKORADI roundabout to TAKORADI Container Terminal, TAKOTEL, which is also a subsidiary company of Bicester-Crawley.
So you are saying that the first section and the second section of the road is fully paved?
Yes, it's fully paved and it's open to traffic.
Folks, indeed, the entire stretch have been paved. The drainages have been well done everywhere, all the way from the new TAKORADI roundabout going straight down to the port of TAKORADI have been paved. Now you turn around and look on this side also. Going to the Park-Grand roundabout, the entire side have been paved, all going straight to the other roundabout. Now what is left, as they were describing there in that interview, is this side. After the new TAKORADI roundabout, heading towards TAKOTEL, the TAKORADI Container Terminal, that is the 2 kilometers that's left for the engineers to finish paving.
Kwame Ajayi, the resident engineer whose firm, Consult, was contracted for the road development, assured that strong materials have been used for the road construction that will stand the test of time.
What we did was that we prepared a concrete base, which is about 200 millimeter thick, with the strength of C10 as base. Then we have 50 kilonewton per millimeter square pavement blocks all over.
The Deputy Marketing and Corporate Affairs Manager of TAKORADI Port, Peter Amobediako, said the construction of the road has huge economic impact on the TAKORADI Port.
If cargo is not able to move out of the port and into the port very fast, what it brings about is that it causes a lot of delay, especially it causes vessels to wait for a very long time. Cargo that needs to be brought into the port is also delayed. It also adds up to the cost of doing business in the port. Turnaround time goes up. At the end of the day, all economic operators will not do this or pay money and just leave it. They will add up to the cost of commodities on the market.
The total stretch of the road is 4.8 kilometers, and the contractors believe they will certainly be able to hand over the finished job by the end of their contract, which is in November 2018, some 5 months away.
Still staying in TAKORADI, the business development of the Port Authority as well as the corporate marketing affairs unit of the Port Authority has been engaging and preparing the minds of the port community as well as the staff of the Port Authority and all the stakeholders around the port business that a new tariff is coming up very, very shortly. It's quite close. The Port Authority hasn't increased its tariff since 2015. 3 years on, they feel that inflation has caught up with equipment. The foreign exchange has also had some tweaks, and so there's a need and there's about time that the Port Authority also tweak its tariff a little bit. Not all the items have seen increment. Some of them have seen reduction. Others also maintain where they are.
Management of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority has met with its stakeholders, including importers, shipping lines and freight forwarders, to finally introduce the revised port tariffs that is to be implemented from May 1st, 2018. Management of the Port Authority, led by the General Manager for Business Development, Samuel Intokumi, and supported by the Department of Marketing and Corporate Affairs, as well as Finance, first engaged staff of TAKORADI Port.
You know, the tariff is our main financial instrument that transforms or translates our operations into revenues. And then when the economics around it change, we need to revise the tariff. Otherwise, then we are not operating on the principle of sound commercial management.
The team also engaged stakeholders within the TAKORADI port community and assured them that the changes in the tariffs are so insignificant that may not even be noticed.
They are very marginal. The results of applying the 4% for the dollar items and the 16% for the CD components, you don't actually feel the differences so much.
We've increased some items, we've reduced some items, we've exempted some items. And then we have also introduced some few items. We've introduced an item we call vessel dues, or port dues on vessels.
The management team also met with the staff and stakeholders within the port community in Tema, including shipping lines, importers and exporters associations, state agencies operating in the port, freight forwarders, all clearing agents, and all service providers of the port community.
For instance, in port dues, we have reduced the rate for share barter and share notes.
The managers of Ghana's ports say it had not increased its tariffs since 2015, hence the need to do so now, considering expenditure incurred in improving the port performance over the years, as well as other national economic factors. According to the Port Authority, following consultation with key associations and approval from the Ghana Shippers Authority, the GPHA port tariffs has been generally increased by 4% on dollar items, whereas import items in cedis have been increased by 16% and exports by 10%. There were also reductions on some export services in order to encourage export to meet national economic objectives of balancing export against import trade.
Current management, led by the Director General, have the vision of promoting exports. He's so worried about the imbalance in our trade, where we have most of the cargoes that we handle through our ports being imports vis-a-vis the export. Even when you take the transit cargo, it's the same trend. Virtually all the transit is imports, and we have just a small quantity for exports. So we did not increase the rates for exports, and some of the areas, more or less, it's reduced so that we can encourage the export through the port.
Some other services also saw no reduction nor increment. Some concerns were raised by the stakeholders and corresponding responses were offered by the Port Authority.
So in the next couple of weeks, we should be seeing some of the items in the port going up, and some also going down, and some remaining where they are. We should be seeing this very, very shortly. And what the Port Authority is saying is that you need to prepare your minds towards that. When you come to the port and, you know, what you used to pay for 2 cedis is now 1 cedi, praise your God. If it's 3 cedis, also praise God. Iron Port returns after the break.
Hello. Good morning. This is Samantha Wendy. I am sending a purchase order from SA2 Ventures International. Our policy for new supplies is 2 containers to start with, but you must deliver within 30 days.
Don't worry at all. I'm going to get you the 4 containers within 30 days or less. Bye.
To get his pineapple slices from his country to his clients overseas, Mr. Appiah and his representatives have to complete a number of regulatory compliance procedures to various international trade stakeholders.
Hey, Baba, what's going on? Catch it right? I mean, how?
Hey. Using single window, Mr. Appiah has completed all his international trade procedures through one portal. He has registered his company information, applied for the necessary permit, certificates and licenses, and all that remains is for him to get a text alert for clearance and movement of goods. And that's how simple facilitating international trade could be in a single window environment. You can offer competitive services to your trading partners in China, America, even here, in a simpler, faster, and cost-effective way. Single window. The only way to Ghana's economic growth is in our hands.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing, or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with GOIL synthetic oil and any quality GOIL oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with GOIL synthetic oil.
We're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose GOIL.
Ashene Pankasa. GOIL, good energy.
Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Eye on Port. Folks, next up are news and activities that are happening in and around the ports and maritime business.
Demurrage charges refer to fees payable by importers when their import containers are not cleared and remain under the control of the shipping line beyond the stipulated 7 days due to delays. At a seminar organized by the Ghana Shippers Authority and participated by agencies including the Ghana Union of Traders Association GUTA, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Ship Owners and Agents Association of Ghana, Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, and Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, a Deputy Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Shippers Authority, Sylvia Asana-Dodu, assured stakeholders that their outfit will lead a vibrant sensitization agenda to educate shippers on how to avoid demurrages.
As an organization, we've taken it upon ourselves to engage various stakeholders so that we can delve into the issue of demurrage and come out with the practical challenges that shippers are facing to see how best we can tackle this issue to reduce the payment of demurrage to the barest minimum.
The president of the Ghana Union of Traders Association, Joseph Obing, advised traders to do their best and prevent the payment of demurrages in order to avoid high cost of doing business at the ports.
We are telling them to secure demurrage free from the onset of the shipping of their products from their suppliers.
Vice President of the Ship Owners and Agents Association of Ghana, Adam Imoro-Ayana, advised shippers to always engage the clearing agents to negotiate additional free days anytime they observe that their clearance will delay instead of waiting to default the stipulated time frame.
So who do you negotiate? I've just said it. It's better origin, but most times you can also talk to our friends here if for whatever reason you didn't gauge what it is properly.
Nana Isi Sudebek, Executive Assistant to the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, urged importers to familiarize themselves with clearance charges and procedures before embarking on their shipping business.
What are the documentation, what are the costs that each of these parties require? It is very important at the beginning to break these down.
The president of Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, GIF, Kwabena Ofosu-Apia, reminded the participants that in the Revenue Laws, Customs Act 2009, Section 44, Clause 5, Saturdays, Sundays or public holidays are not to be added to the free 7 days of clearance and should not be used in calculating demurrages.
If they have a special dispensation for which reason their count is different, we will have to know and get it established.
Demurrage charges are said to have impact on the Ghanaian economy due to the effects it has on the cost of imports and eventually results in high cost of living.
The Chief Executive Officer of Burkina Shippers Authority, Hervé Ilboudou, Chief Executive Officer of Ghana Shippers Authority, Benonita Bismarck, and other management members of the Ghana Shippers Authority have paid a courtesy call on the Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Paul Asariansa. The visit is to revive the existing good relations between the trade community in Burkina Faso and Ghana.
Je voudrais dire que nous aurons souhaité effectivement que la commission mixte puisse se réunir également Ghana-Burkina, qui allait permettre la signature de l'accord de coopération en matière de transport et de transit.
The Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Paul Asariansa, highlighted some plans by his organization towards promoting the Ghanaian corridor to the 3 northern countries of Burkina Faso, Mali and Niger.
Since we returned from Burkina, some of the issues that were raised, we started addressing them very effectively. Others that also emerged in Niger, we are taking the necessary steps to address them, to ensure that the Ghanaian corridor becomes most competitive and most user-friendly for the landlord countries.
The Port Authority boss hinted that top on his agenda at the moment is to improve the transit park at Paga to support the trade.
The immediate thing that we are working towards addressing is the transit park at Paga. Very, very dusty and very, very unhealthy, and we have initiated the measures to pave the entire place.
Ghana Oil Company Limited, which remains the #1 oil marketing company in Ghana, has held its 49th annual general meeting to discuss the growth of the company with its shareholders, past and current board of directors, management team, and the general workforce. The year 2017 saw re-engineering of the marketing operations of GOIL in order to beat its competitors. However, strong price competition coupled with smuggling of fuel products were obstacles to achieving the overall growth targets. But according to GOIL, the sale of aviation fuel and bunkering, that is marine gas oil, in 2017 was very impressive. The board chairman of GOIL, Kwame Nabatels, expressed GOIL's commitment beyond the provision of quality products and services to offering potable water and sanitation facilities to deprived communities, improve health, education and sports systems.
GOIL's commitment is anchored on our mission that goes beyond the provision of quality products and services.
He added that GOIL's business expansion projects have made it imperative to cut the saw to commence 3 gas filling plants in Tema, Tamale, and Kumasi, as well as establish a bitumen plant project and acquire a new head office at Achimota.
In the downstream sector, the company intends to create a niche in the bitumen market.
The sum of money paid regularly by GOIL to its shareholders out of its profits, also known as dividend, has amounted to 10,072,168 Ghana cedis, with 0.028 per share in 2017. And the managing director of GOIL, Patrick Akoli, says it is better to use shareholders' funds or retained earnings to expand the business than use debt or borrow to undertake expansions.
In every business, you are either going to use the shareholders' fund to expand your business, or you go to borrow to expand. Now, the stage at which we are, we need to expand. If we were to continue doing well, maintaining our market share.
Next up, international port news. Next.
In preparation for the International Maritime Organization's upcoming 2020 sulfur limit, the shipping industry has started considering a number of solutions, including low sulfur fuel oil, LSFO, marine gas oil, MGO, and exhaust gas treatment, scrubbers. While some experts believe that the answer lies in a replacement for dirty fuels, others believe that scrubbers are the way to go. However, the industry expressed its concerns over the cost of these solutions in more than one occasion. Norwegian Cruise Line held a groundbreaking ceremony for an exclusive cruise terminal at Port Miami on April 26. The move comes on the back of the approval for the construction of the new cruise terminal be granted to the cruise company by Miami-Dade County Board of Commissioners on April 10. The terminal, which will feature some 166,500 square feet, will be able to accommodate vessels carrying 5,000 passengers. Construction is said to be completed in the fall of 2019 on schedule to receive the Norwegian Encore, the newer ship of NCL's Breakaway Plus class, when it makes its debut in Miami with seasonal cruises to the Caribbean. The 11 crew members that were taken hostage by pirates from FWN Rapide off Port Harcourt in Nigeria on April 21 are reported to be alive and together, according to Forest Wave, manager of the attacked cargo ship. The company has finally managed to establish contact with its crew after days of searching for the missing sailors. The Dutch-flagged ship, built in 2005, was on its way from TAKORADI port in Ghana to Port Harcourt in Nigeria when it came under attack from pirates. 3 crew members managed to escape from the pirates during the attack. One of the mariners was found a few nights ago hiding on board the vessel.
When cleaning your vehicle by valeting, steaming, waxing or polishing, make sure the engine is also sound. Servicing your vehicle with GOIL synthetic oil and any quality GOIL oil massages the engine, removes deposit, protects it from wear and tear for longer lasting performance, and makes your vehicle feel pampered. Made for diesel and super engines. Remember, after every 15,000 kilometers of enjoying your ride, service your engine with GOIL synthetic oil.
We're a champion. That's why I, Azuma Nelson, 3 times world boxing champion and a patriot, always choose GOIL.
Ashwini Pankasa. GOIL, good energy.
Now, schedules of vessels that are sitting in our ports, those that are also coming from the anchorage, those also expected in the coming week. And all of that includes fishing vessels that are expected in the coming week. It includes that is coming from Tema Fishing Harbour. That is also coming from the 2nd Albert BOSUMTWI-SAM, the refurbished one, Fishing Harbour as well. Well, that should be it for this special edition of Iron Pod, which came to you live from the Albert BOSUMTWI-SAM Fishing Harbour. And we are particularly on the newly made Menden Wharf, where the fisher folk are excited because they have a cleaner place. But again, they are asking that we extend the breakwater for them so that it will prevent the wild wind that's been disturbing them. Also, they are excited about the ice plant that the president just commissioned, but they're asking for more expansion. Thank you for watching the program, and we also thank our entire crew for supporting this program, particularly Frank Gomelesio, Martin Minta, Belinda Deke, and also Lawrence Gazy. The others are Robert Nyantechi, Godwin Kabuti, Solomon Anderson, Joe Bone, Joe Lavo, Flavia Mwesi, Grace Ochre, executive producers of the program, Madam Abna Sewa Opokufosu, and Madam Esther Jibidonko. Thanks for watching.